Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah Faye and Scarlett. I'm an associate professor of history at Michigan Tech, and I'm the conference chair for the Vernacular Architecture Forum annual conference for 2024, which is happening here in the Keweenaw this week. And I'm so thankful that you all are going to be part of the stop in Calumet, helping welcome people to the community and learn more about the buildings and landscapes that make this place so special. Um, so as you probably know, we did a volunteer orientation this morning. Today's Monday, June 10th, but something happened and we didn't capture the audio, just the video. So I'm making this quick, short version of it for you. And I hope it helps you learn a little more about this event and introduce you to me. I hope I'll get to see all of you on Thursday. But then there's also another short video from Brett Boyles with some of the nitty-gritty from the Park Service, but I wanted to take just a few minutes to tell you a little more about the Vernacular Architecture Forum, what this group is, who all these people are who are coming, and how it fits into some of the bigger picture for that organization. Okay? So I'm going to show you a few slides. Hang on, I'm going to try that again. This one, let's try that. Okay, that's better. Thank you. So this conference is called North of the Northwoods, From Mines to Motels on Michigan's Lake Superior. Of course, it's happening at the end of this week. It is being officially hosted by Michigan Tech's Department of Social Sciences, and we've been really excited and fortunate to be able to partner with the Keweenaw National Historical Park. Other committee members who've been helping to organize this whole conference include John Arnold, the historical architect of the park, and Sean Goman, the executive director of the advisory commission. And we've been working with members of their education and interpretation department as well. Okay, so what is the Vernacular Architecture Forum? So this is a group, professional organization that was founded in 1980 that is made up of people from all over North America who are interested in studying what we often call everyday buildings, everyday landscapes. Sometimes people use the word ordinary or common. Essentially, this is architecture, not necessarily designed by a trained architect, but, so in pre-industrial times, this could be, traditional building styles, but as we're studying buildings through industrialization and deindustrialization, it's sort of broadly about the built environment that make up the everyday lives for so many of us. So this can be houses, farms, workplaces, neighborhoods, townscapes, stores, department stores, malls, churches, other religious sorts of buildings. So it's even things like sidewalks and street grids and lampposts and these kinds of cultural landscape features. And so the people who study vernacular architecture and many of the people who come to the Vernacular Architecture Forum annual conferences are people who are interested in the ways that studying these buildings and structures and landscapes can tell us more about people from the past and also about how things built in the past are sort of continuing to influence and shape our lives today. So people that come to this conference include, academics from a wide variety of fields: history, architectural history, art history, geography, archaeologists and anthropologists, and others. And also people working in historic preservation and other forms of cultural resources management. So it's a great mix and group of people. Every year, the conference happens in a different place. So this is a picture of a bunch of us from Michigan Tech down when the conference happened in Chicago a while back. So they go to a different place every year and spend 2 days taking tours of sites, buildings, vernacular architecture of around that place. And those have been put together, those tours and those picking those sites has been put together by a local committee. So like we are the local committee for this conference, but everywhere we go, there are people just like us who've been choosing the places, compiling existing research, creating new research, and putting it all together into tours. And as you'll see in a minute, that research that is available to people who come to the conference is available to them in a series of sort of guidebooks or field guides that you get for the days out of the conference or on the tours. And then there's one day of papers where people present current research and new research that they're doing. And for our conference, that will happen on Saturday, the 15th at the Memorial Union building on Michigan Tech's campus. The VAF has 700 or 800 members. Conferences usually get somewhere, around 150 to 300 attendees. Our conference, we're really pleased, has 200 people coming. So for a place that can be a little hard to get to, we're really pleased that so many people are coming to explore the Keweenaw. Just quickly, the VAF also has a publication. It's called Buildings and Landscapes, which comes out twice a year with a series of research articles and book reviews. We give awards, we have a newsletter, and we keep a bibliography and stuff like that. Okay, so here are some pictures of VAF conference tours from the past. So one is in Falmouth, Jamaica, another in Port Tobacco, Maryland. And so the way these tours operate, again, people are given field guides or guidebooks with information about each site that they're visiting. And then they like to read that hopefully before they get there. And then they know which parts of those sites and buildings they want to go see. So these are not guided tours. They tend to be more like self-guided tours, and then people have the opportunity to talk with owners or members of the community, which is what we all are going to be on Thursday. Okay, so as I said, these are the examples of field guides and guidebooks from the past. And so, we do always work on compiling old research or existing research. It's not old, and creating new research. And the main way that the VAF likes to support new kinds of research that become the real core of these conference tours is by supporting fieldwork, so architectural documentation fieldwork. So I'm showing you some examples of how that works here. So this is when people go out and actually document historic structures. So that includes taking measurements, creating measured drawings, systematic production of photography, systematic historical research about particular properties, about the structure itself, about the people who built it, the people who lived there, its relationship with the natural environment, cultural environment. And so one hallmark of the guidebooks that the VAF makes are always that the sites very often have measured drawings of this sort. So I'm showing you an example of taking field notes that in this case was created by students in one of my classes, where we go out with measuring tapes and graph papers and pencils and laser measuring tools. And then we teach them to use digital tools to create more complete drawings. I should say this slide is not the most useful because the field note and the finished drawing are actually not of the same building. Sorry. So it doesn't give you quite the right idea of the process here. But, well, yeah, you have to imagine them being the same building. So in the guidebooks, you will see floor plans and evidence of documentation that has been done within the Industrial Heritage and Archaeology program at Michigan Tech over, in fact, the last 30 years. So some of the buildings were visited were documented by students in the 1990s, and some of them were documented by students just in the last few years and everything in between. So in some ways, this is a real celebration of the work that's been done by faculty and students in collaboration with community members and other heritage sites throughout the Keweenaw, really over several decades, which is really exciting. So these are the guidebooks that we've produced for our conference. There are 3 volumes. The first one, which is the one on top in that picture, has the sites for Tour 1, which is the tour that is stopping in Calumet. It also has 6 thematic essays at the beginning, which will help people understand about copper mining, immigration, the relationships with cultural and natural environments here. There's an essay on tourism, there's an essay on agriculture. So those kinds of themes that can, have so much to bear, bring so much to bear on the built environment. The other 2 volumes are for the 2 tours that are happening on Friday. So while the first tour on Thursday that's coming to Calumet at lunchtime, they're also going to go to Quincy. They're also going to go to Torch Lake. The other 2 tours on Friday, people have to choose one or the other. And one of them goes down into southern Houghton County, a little bit of Ontonagon County and some of Baraga County, goes to Misery Bay, the Honka Homestead, Sandpoint at the Ojibwe Recreation Area, and East Hancock. And then another tour is going up to Keweenaw County to see how those earlier frontier mining locations sort of shifted towards tourism throughout the 20th century. Those are the themes. So people who are coming to the conference get printed versions of these guidebooks. They are we're going to share them during and after the conference with lots of libraries and historical societies throughout this region, so that hopefully they'll make an impact on ongoing research about the built environment here. For you all, the easiest way to get them is to download them for free from Michigan Tech's Digital Commons site. And so the link and website is right here on this page. So please go ahead and do that. We'd love you to read these. We put a lot of work into them. Some of the material will be familiar. Some of it will be new to you. And we'd love to hear from you about them. Okay.